What do other people accept as part of life that you personally cannot tolerate? Boys will be boys. Discipline your spoiled brat. Long commutes to work. I work with a girl who drives for 2 hours each way for work. For a standard 8-hour working day, it takes 12 hours out of her day. Fudge that all the way dead. Commercials. They're now up to 18 minutes per hour. What the fudge, America? This is why I don't have cable. I'm not about to pay for what is essentially advertising. People being dragged down by family members. Just because they're family you don't have to tolerate their bullcrap. EDT. To everyone sharing, thanks so much. Seems like there are a lot of us out there who think that people don't get it, so we're not all that alone. To everyone who has gotten crap for disowning or estranging toxic family members, which was me as well, congrats on having the strength to live your life and not let someone else drag you down. At the end of the day, you're in charge of your own happiness. To any heartwarming stories of I never gave up on them and they came out on top, that is beautiful and I'm happy for you. I'm glad that that person reached the point of wanting to change. Unfortunately, that seems to be the exception, not the norm. EDT. Second, to clarify, I don't mean just family you don't see eye to eye with. I mean those people who are making bad decisions and trying to drag others with them. The alcoholic brother-in-law who picks fights at family gatherings, the drug-addicted sister who constantly borrows money, etc. Basically, people you wouldn't deal with normally, but for some reason, when it's family, people excuse a lot of inexcusable behaviors. When someone isn't willing to better themselves and constantly takes advantage of you in order to continue their destructive behavior, it's time to say goodbye. Helping them just enables them until they are willing to get help. Having my life be consumed by my job. I'm at that point right now and applying for other positions. I don't live, I suffer through, and then I spend my time off healing. I feel nothing but dread coming to work. My health is fudged because of it. Edit. To those of you who are curious as to why I feel this way, I've been teaching for 4 years, and I'm finally realizing that education, at least in the classroom, isn't for me. I'm not a people person. I'm not organized. I'm not creative. It's been a struggle every year, but there are circumstances this year that have made it worse. Thanks to those who have shared their experiences with me, it's good to hear that I'm not alone. My job harasses everyone on their days off for emergency shifts, like we're all on call. Don't get paid to be on call, so I've started ignoring their calls, texts and emails on my off time. It's not my job to save their poor scheduling skills. People walking up to you and asking for money and crap, then act like you are a jerk for not giving them free money. It's like, dude, fudge you. Eat, but it seems to be biological. Pleasant weather for other people is fainting weather for me. Children misbehaving in public areas with only a glance from their parents now and then. I'm sure Lil Keith is a superstar, but that idiot is constantly bumping into my chair. I am trying to eat, woman. I spent the summer working in an ice cream parlor where I served some of the crappiest kids imaginable. If I had behaved the way these kids did, my parents would have said, okay, well, you're not getting ice cream, and that would have been the end of it. I served 2 women and their 5 kids one afternoon. The kids were climbing on the ice cream cases, demanding samples, telling me to hurry up, yelling, running around, and banging on the glass. At one point one of the moms looked over, said, "Quiet, guys," and went back to her conversation with the other mom about how effective they are as parents. No joke. I'm never working in an ice cream parlor again. 6 to 8 hours of sleep each night. In a week, we'll call it 49 hours. 40 hours of work. There's also the time spent getting ready for work and commuting there and back. We can guess 50 hours a week, assuming 1 hour to get ready and a half-hour commute each way, which is generous. 24 asterisk 7 equals 168. We only have 69 over 168 hours a week that aren't earmarked for sleep or work. If we are lucky, that's only 41% of our adult lives we get to spend living our lives. It's even worse for people with long commutes. people who own small businesses, and people who can't keep their work at work, like teachers and musicians. And after all that life you're giving up by working full time, it's still possible to be in poverty. Edit. Holy crap. My first gold. Thank you so much. Living beyond their means. FASA booking their vacations and new vehicles and toys, while their name appears on the delinquent tax list and they have other outstanding bills to local people who have gone out of their way to accommodate them in times of need. That working overtime every week is the norm, and if you don't do it, you are considered lazy and aren't committed to your job. Overtime is actually extremely unhealthy and can lead to stress and a shorter lifespan. Not to mention productivity tends to drop exponentially after 40 showers. People talking crap about their spouse. I work in sales and have had to walk away from some good sales because some prick wouldn't stop insulting his wife. Guys, if you choose to spend the rest of your life with someone, you should probably treat them well. I had a coworker who did this every single day at lunch, talking about every dumb thing her husband said or did. It makes it sound like she doesn't even like him at all. Sociopaths as managers. Seriously. There's a reason they got that position, and I'll give you a hint, it's not by helping others. There was an interesting study that showed narcissists were initially well liked and popular when introduced to new groups. Later on people's opinions of them change. You can actually see that kind of thing happening on reality TV shows like Big Brother, except most of them are narcissists anyway. Being late all the time for everything. I can't stand it. I'm one of those people everywhere 15 minutes early. I understand being late every once in a while, but not all the time. These are the people who laugh it off. It's not funny if you aren't reliable. People who show up early to things I plan, especially things at my house, annoy the ever-loving fudge out of me. A few minimum is fine, 15 minutes is fudging rude. It's basically telling the host you should been ready a half hour before you want it to be, so that you're not finishing up as people walk in. Celebrities and celebrity news channels and media. Just cannot fathom why people are interested in that crap. Lactose. If I couldn't eat cheese I'd kill myself. The customer is always right. As someone who has worked in customer service for over 5 years now, I can attest that the customer is not always right. We should not preach that sort of rhetoric to an already entitled society. People misinterpret the saying. It does not refer to individual customers, but rather the consumer. It basically means don't try to tell people what they want. If everyone wants red galoshes and people don't really buy yellow galoshes, the store should sell red ones instead of insisting on trying to make people want yellow ones. That's all that's supposed to mean. Shouting. I hate shouting. Just don't do it. Edit. There's a difference between talking loudly and shouting. I can't stand loud people. How fudging rude and oblivious people are. Walking literally between you and your group, leaving their shopping cart in the middle of the aisle. So much rude behavior. Edit. Guys, I know better than to block a sidewalk. I meant a large open area. There is hundreds of feet of space all around me and my husband, but for some reason they feel the need to go between. Just oblivious to the world. Standing talking in doorways. When people believe that disrespecting others or using them to further your cause is an acceptable course of action to get ahead in life. Doesn't matter if you are the janitor or the executive of a company, you respect that person regardless of position in any perspective. Harassing people that are at work. Like, I just don't get it. This person's living situation is essentially depending on this job in most cases. 48% of the country living paycheck to paycheck ATM, and they are forced to be polite with some jerk screaming at them for something that does not matter at all. I'm becoming so bitter and destroyed on the inside from pretending to care about these people. I hate people. I hate them so much. I hate my job, and I hate customer service. It is the worst industry, and I hope that anyone that was for some reason considering it reads this and reconsiders. Edit. Spelling error because some people are anal about the crap. My sister actually told me this. I was born poor. I will die poor. This was her excuse as to why she makes the poor decisions that she does. It is the stupidest thing I have heard. I refuse to accept it. I went to school, didn't do drugs, went to college, all to provide a better life to my children, plus one of hers, that I didn't have growing up. Haggling for one's phone/internet plan every 6 months. To me, this is sheer lunacy. Shop around and choose the plan you feel is best, and you get shafted. Call up a carrier, complain, talk about all the others are better, threaten to vote for Trump, then, and only then do you get offered a good price. It's fudging madness. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. Smiley face.